watch the weight limits. Do you need a CDL license to actually ride a sleigh?
Well, see, ever so technically, I am over 26,000 pounds, especially when it's fully loaded with all them gifts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CDL Driving Academy podcast. Today, I have a super special guest for my people here. The busiest time of year for this guy, so I had to pull a lot of strings to get him down here. But we have the good old St. Nick Santa Claus. Welcome, Mr. Santa.
Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for having me here this time of year.
How we doing?
All right. How you doing?
Fantastic. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of good things about the CDL Driving Academy, so.
Yeah. So that's the plan. So the plan is, I know you don't have that much time. I want to add as much value to the users as possible to make sure that we teach them everything that we need to, that they can go out of this thing. But first, how long have you been doing this job for?
My whole life.
Oh,
I was born Santa Claus.
that's fair.
Yeah. Well, all right, since 2017. All right, 2017 was like when I perfected the art. I got handed the reins at that point.
Very cool. And pretty much you can consider yourself in the transportation industry, can't you?
That's right.
You got a little bit
I'm
of
actually
everything.
the ultimate transportation industry because I can do the whole world in one night
Man,
and not even get a speeding ticket. Can you believe that? It's impressive, right?
that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Now, if we try to do that here in the normal human world, you would have to kind of do things like watch the weight limits. Do you need a CDL license to actually ride a sleigh?
Well, see, ever so technically, I am over 26,000 pounds, especially when it's fully loaded with all them gifts. Nowadays, too, like even though the electronics and everything that we're shipping around are getting lighter, it's still a pretty heavy load.
Yeah.
You know? So technically I am, but you know what? Who's going to ask?
That's right.
You know?
Have you ever been stopped before?
Only when I was trying to take the sleigh down Central Park West. Yeah, those New York City cops really didn't like me being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, it's passenger car only cutting through that park. You know?
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
You got to be careful.
Fair enough. And for those people who don't know, if you want to get your CDL license, that technically means that you need, if you want to drive a vehicle that weighs more than 26,000 pounds, which technically Santa does drive, you need to get at least a CDL Class B. If you want to drive something that's double vehicles, which means a tractor and a trailer, and the trailer weighs more than 10,000 pounds, and then technically that's a Class A. So technically you're kind of driving a little bit of both, since if you consider the reindeer the tractor and the sleigh the trailer.
Yeah.
But the good news is you don't drive on any highways.
Do they have an endorsement for deer brakes?
Deer brakes, I don't know. They do have air brakes though.
They do have air brakes, right?
Which one's more powerful, do you think? Deer brakes or air brakes?
Ooh, I don't know, man. When those guys are stubborn and they want to stop, you're going off. You're going backwards. You know.
When it comes to
the deers put Jake to shame. Yeah.
So if you don't know, Jake brakes versus deer brakes and air brakes itself. It's all about the brakes.
It's all about the brakes.
When it comes to actually talking about brakes, do the deers need a brake to eat or poop or pee or anything like that?
You know, they keep telling me they do, but I mean, we do this so fast in one night, but unlike a human who, you got to stop every so many hours, you got to pee, you got to take a break, you don't want to get that, what do they call it now? See, we get snowblind, you guys get the white line fever, right? Yes. Yeah. So, I give them a break every once in a while. Although you think about it, right? We stop on all these houses and they're on all these roofs. Can you imagine how much deer pee's on everybody's roof?
So when it gets frozen, then you got to watch the snow, make sure it's not yellow.
Not yellow. Don't be eating the yellow snow.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes
so what's it in the human world? How often do they have to stop and take a break?
So when it comes to the CDL world itself, they have to do electronic logs. So if you had to do that, you probably couldn't do everything that you do within one night.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm surprised. I got this group called NORAD or something like that are tracking me and following me all around. I guess theoretically it's kind of like the Easy Pass thing where they can give you a ticket nowadays, right? Because you're too fast on the turnpike.
True.
Right? Yeah, well maybe, I don't know why NORAD hasn't hit me up. Maybe the power of doing all the good I do just overdoes it.
It kind of
outweighs how crazy, the reality this is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
When it comes to the actual CDL side itself, a driver can drive for the first 8 hours, has to take a 30-minute break, and then from there, he can drive a maximum of 11 hours. So do you actually do the whole world within a 12-hour time span, or would you say it's more like 24?
Are we counting time zones.
That's right.
Yeah,
Things kind of
like
work different.
every time zone, right?
That's true.
So I guess if you calculate, actually it comes out to about 8 hours.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
So you can do everything in about an 8 hour drive.
About 8 hours, yeah.
So your wife is very happy to have you home 8 hours later.
Well, I don't know that Mrs. Claus is ever happy when I'm home, but you know, well, it depends on how much I hit that honeydew list, but yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. You want to see a honeydew list, you should see the North Pole's list. She's used to the lists, you know, the good list, the bad list.
And what's some of the things
list
on the good list for you? What do you have to do as honey? Hey, honey, can you do this? Or don't you have elves for that?
Well, yeah, I pawn it all off on the elves, but she doesn't need to know that. Come on, don't be giving up my secrets here, you know?
That's fair.
You know? Those elves don't want to get in trouble, you know?
So when it comes to people getting into this industry, some of the things that they have to have a conversation about is, hey, they're going to be out for a little bit of time if they want to go drive the country, around the country.
Correct.
So what kind of conversations have you had with your missus that they can have with their missus to kind of help them along with this dream of theirs?
Well, you know, it kind of goes like this, right? Because actually the Christmas thing, you know, everybody thinks, oh, wow, you're around the world in, you know, that one night and you must be away from the thing. But it's really, that's not when I'm away. I'm away more now the couple of weeks before Christmas than I am during Christmas, right? Because I'm out taking pictures all the time.
That's true.
Right? I'm out doing all these like spots and everything else. And all these people want to visit me. And I just emphasize the good, you know, what it's doing for the world, the things that it's doing, how much I'm helping other people. But I'm also emphasizing like how I'm keeping the lights on at the North Pole, you know, and she likes her vacations because in the summertime we take some pretty wild vacations.
I can imagine. Yeah. What's your favorite? What's your favorite one so far?
Well, to be honest with you, I love Florida.
Florida's beautiful.
And Mrs. Claus likes Florida too.
Nice.
Yeah. We got hit up on a turnpike in Florida one time. I pulled up to the toll booth and the guy's like, I knew it, Mr. Claus is in Florida. That's where he vacations, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, you know, just chilling out on the beach, you know.
Get to relax.
I don't have to wear the red suit. I got my like Hawaiian shirt, you know, what do they call them? Tony Ramos or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So communication, I'm sure, is super important between you and Mrs. Claus.
Major important.
And also with all your team members as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it, right? You know what it'd be like delivering coal to the person who's on the good list? Oh my God, that'd be rough.
That'd be.
And now we've made it even difficulter, right? Because now we've got all these like elves on the shelves that we have to talk to and make sure that the kids are really, you know, just because the good list says they're a good list, you got to double check that stuff.
That's like the agents on the field.
That's the agents in the field, right? You know, they're my sheriffs and my state troopers and stuff all hanging out in there.
Makes sense. And then they report to you what, like weekly or they have their channels that
they have their channels that they go up and I get the report, you know, and then I get the one-on-one when I think there's really a problem.
Fair enough.
I pull in that elf and I say, all right, what's little Johnny doing? You know.
Appreciate it. Now, I guess thank you very much. I know you don't have that much time. Let's finish up with, if somebody's dream for Christmas or maybe for New Year's is to actually get themselves in a new field of getting, so then they can have their family maybe have a bigger Christmas or a more extravagant Christmas. Maybe they're coming into Christmas time and they're feeling, hey, I've been working hard, but like I feel capped. Like times are tough now, and I would love to actually prevent this from happening to me and my family, and I want the ability to kind of expand what my family experiences. Is getting a CDL license actually a good option for a lot of people?
Oh, I think a CDL license is a great option for people, because in that CDL option, and you can correct me wrong because you're Mr. Driving Academy, but you know, from what I understand, right, and what I've seen in my own past experience, because before I was Santa, I was a truck driver at one point.
That's right.
You know, what I've seen is, you know, you can have your CDL and you can use it to be your own boss. You can own your own truck. You can pull your own loads, or you could work for a bigger company. You could work for a private company. There's a lot of different options that you have with that CDL. You need your family communication and your family values are keeping it home. You take a job or a route that keeps you closer to home. You want to travel and see the world? Take Mrs. Claus with you in the truck. Get a nice big sleeper bed and go around the world and have some fun. So yes, I think a CDL license is the way to go. You know,
and it also pays pretty well too.
It pays amazingly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good job.
Nice.
You know, things can't get to the North Pole unless there's ice. pushed by trucks.
That's right, right?
Yeah.
So you actually, do truck drivers help your operation now? Like the shipping of the supplies and all that stuff?
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Everybody thinks that there's some magical way that we reload the sleigh. The reality of it is we have to pre-ship. We have to pre-ship, and we have to stage stuff around the world so that when I'm hitting certain countries, boom, I go there. So how does it get to these pre-ship locations?
Trucks. That's it.
There you go.
And you guys have to pay them, I'm sure, a pretty good penny.
Secret's out, you know.
That's it. Fair. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Santa Claus does say getting a CDL license will help you and your family out for Christmas, because it's going to give you a lot of different options that you can work at. Plus, you can make a good amount of money. So Santa Claus doesn't have to bring so many gifts himself. You can actually provide some gifts for you and for your family, and just great experiences, right? Any last words, because I know you got to go. You've got a very busy schedule. Any last words that you would like to say to the users?
Whatever you do, make sure you have a safe and happy holiday season. Have some fun, but get down and get your CDL license. That's the way to go.
Boom, you heard it here first. So, happy holidays to you and to your entire family, and hope to get you on the road to freedom so you can help out a big guy like this right here to help his life easier and make a whole bunch of other people happy while doing so. So, if you are interested in getting a CDL license, check out our website at cdldrivingacademy.com. We're here to help you out any which way that we can. We're franchising now, so we have locations opening up nationwide. Check out our websites to see which locations nearest you. One more time, cdldrivingacademy.com. And thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I'll see you next year, and have a fantastic and safe travels.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.